feeling the turbulent waters that can sometimes come with periods of change or transition or expansion and growth? Those feelings are natural. They're natural. Hello, beautiful souls. It's a beautiful day in the natural world, and I'm here to call forth in you the feeling of the sacred qualities of life. I trust that through watching this, what I feel here and now in this moment will ignite these qualities already within you, and you will benefit and you will build upon it in your own way from the sacred life that you are. I actually don't know how the sound is going to come through, but I'm gonna do this anyways. Have you ever found yourself in a period of life where you sort of stepped into a new season, right? A new maybe version of yourself, or a truer version of yourself, or just different, right? Just something different that you are experiencing. It's a new season. And as soon as you step into that new season, the way of being that way, or the way of thinking or feeling or moving through the world in this new season, it feels like it's really fast. Like it feels like everything is like moving so quickly at this transition point. And it was maybe a transition that you were ready for, right? It was like an intentional transition. And yet, things still seem to be moving so quickly, almost at a pace that you couldn't have imagined. I have felt this in my life, where I will have experienced this excitement for a new season, and then as soon as things start moving really quickly, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why is this water flowing so quickly? Why is it flowing so quickly? And when I come out into the natural world, I get to experience the turbulence that comes with the transition, change, expansion, just the transformation of seasons. And I get to go, oh yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens when you're not ice and snow anymore and you begin to flow. There is this rush of energy that comes with this new state. Literally, the matter that we are, just as the snow and the ice, has transformed into a different state. And that state, in the same space, is just not going to move the same. So snow and ice, in one area, when it becomes water, when it begins to flow, it's just not going to move the same. And initially, when we sort of step into different states of being, different ways of being, it's actually impossible for us to move and to experience life in the same ways that we used to. And so things are going to feel turbulent, or maybe a little bit chaotic, or maybe like they're moving really quickly. And so when I find myself in these moments, I get to come out into the natural world at these transition points of seasons, and I get to see that I am this, that these feelings that I might be feeling inside of the consequences of a change of state, of a transformation, of an expansion, they come with a different way of moving, both on the inside and on the outside. And that's okay, and that is natural. And when I find myself in these moments, I'll ask myself the question, how does this turbulence, or how does this chaos, how is this landing inside um, with this new state of being? So sometimes, when we ask ourselves that question, we get that sense where we're like, okay, yeah, this is part of the transition. This is part of moving in another way. But it still feels really aligned with what needs to happen next. Sometimes that chaos or turbulence can, give us a moment of pause to consider if the direction that we're moving is really aligned with our true state of being. And so I ask myself these questions, and I find so much support in nature, because when I come out here, the discernment between whether that turbulence or chaos is aligned with my natural state or my natural path, or whether there's something I need to reconsider, whether there's something out of alignment, and that turbulence is actually showing me that, I get clarity on that discernment because of how nature ignites within me what it feels like to experience the natural flow, like the natural turbulence that comes with transition or expansion or growth. So I'm just so, so grateful to be able to feel this out here, to be able to feel turbulence and to have that sort of reflected back to me from the natural world, and to go, oh yeah, this feels like natural turbulence of transition or change or expansion. And I've had different moments where I've come out here, and when I get that reflection back, right, it's like, oh no, this doesn't feel like that, and I get to go back into day-to-day life and be like, maybe I need to pause around this feeling of turbulence. So I wish you more and more of what's already here and now, in the wisdom of the sacred qualities of life itself, in this acknowledgement of how natural it is to experience turbulence or feelings of intensity around transition, and to actually feel into the discernment whether this turbulence is a part of your aligned path, or whether there's something else inside that needs your attention.